Hello there, hi, this is Carla coming to you live, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about how to make golden milk in only 5 minutes. I'm sure the first thing you're probably wondering is what in the world is golden milk? Well, earlier this week I talked to you about, or within the week, I've talked to you about turmeric and how beneficial it is to our health and wellness, especially if you have any type of inflammation issues going on. And that is one of the main ingredients in golden milk. It's a traditional Indian drink that has its roots in Ayurveda. In its simplest form, it's used, they use cow's milk and the turmeric. Personally, I don't care for cow's milk, so we're going to do, which a lot of recipes that I found were using canned coconut milk with a mixture of almond milk. So this is, if you happen to be dairy free, this is a dairy free recipe. There are plenty out there if you do prefer full fat regular milk, that you can find those too. So this just requires 1 pot, 8 ingredients, 5 minutes, and you're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead, and while this is simmering, I'll talk a little bit more about it. But you take 1.5 cups of almond milk, and I used unsweetened plain almond milk. And then I'm putting in a whole can of this organic light coconut milk. You can also use a full fat coconut milk if you would like. But I've made this before and it just seemed to be a little bit too rich for my liking with the full fat. So I'm going with the light, which is what this particular recipe called. And then I went ahead and pre-measured out my spices. We have the turmeric, some ground cinnamon, and some ground ginger. So we're going to add those into the pot. The other thing that we're going to add in, and this is important to have with the turmeric, you need to have some fat and you also need to have some pepper. The pepper will, somehow or another, it makes the benefits of the turmeric come out. And you also, when you're making this and warming it up, you don't want it to boil. You just want it to be at a nice, slow, just to heat everything up. For sweetener, here we go. I'm going to use maple syrup. You can use honey if you'd like. Use some raw local honey. I'm going to use maple syrup. Some people, you can also use stevia, but I'm going to put about a tablespoon of the honey in here. And also we need to add some fat into that, so I'm going to put about a tablespoon of some coconut oil. So I just have some organic coconut oil. I hope that's all I needed to put. Yep, a tablespoon of coconut oil. So while I'm getting this going, then I'll go back and kind of tell you a little bit about it, but for basically about a minute to put everything in there. And then just take a little whisk. I want to just kind of see if you can see the colors here. And I just have my burner on a medium, because once that coconut oil will melt, but you don't want it to boil, but we do want it just warm enough to heat all that up. So I'll go back over the ingredients. It's 1.5 cups of light coconut milk, canned is best. 1.5 cups of unsweetened plain almond milk. You can either make your own or buy it at the store. 1.5 teaspoons of ground turmeric. 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, or you can put a whole cinnamon stick in there, but I want to keep it in there, so that's why I chose to go with the ground cinnamon. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, a pinch of ground pepper, and about a tablespoon of the sweetener of your choice if you're going with maple syrup or honey. And I went with the honey. So what are the benefits of this golden milk? It's touted for its healing anti-inflammatory properties, largely thanks to the curcumin found in the turmeric. It's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years for conditions such as breathing problems, joint pain, fatigue, digestive issues, and more. Modern research also suggests that the turmeric is a potent antioxidant with antimicrobial and anti-cancer effects. Although turmeric gets most of the spotlight, the other spices in the golden milk are also health promoting. Both ginger and cinnamon are known for their anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial benefits. So let me show you. It's starting to kind of bubble up a little. I don't know if you can see. But we're just going to keep stirring that up to try to get all of those spices incorporated in there and get that coconut oil to melt. And that's important in there. So, it's kind of stuck there in my, I'm going to turn that up just a smidgen. So, you can use the canned full fat or the light. Like I said, I'm using the light. I've done it before in the past with a full fat coconut, and it's coconut oil milk, and it's good. But to me, it was just it was a little too much for me. But the blend of that with the almond milk create a perfect creamy base. The author of this recipe has tried both the fresh and the ground turmeric and found that the flavor was better with the ground, so that's why I'm going to use that. And the coconut oil, the reason for adding that, it just adds a touch of healthy fat and makes the turmeric more available to our bodies to absorb because it is fat soluble. Black pepper also makes the curcumin in the turmeric more bioavailable, so it's very important that just a pinch, I had the grinder and just did a few twists with that. But yeah, so that's really all that we have to it. I see it's starting to get a little bit warmer here. So just want to pour some into a glass so you can see what it looks like here. I should have had these out ready beforehand, shouldn't I? All right. So there you go. So it's nice in a golden color. This is great for a cold evening. It's not too terribly cold here in Virginia, but I'm going to give this a try. It's not bad. Really not bad. Personally, could use maybe a little bit more maple syrup for my liking, but you may like it just like this. But like with any recipes, just try something out, see how you like it, and adjust it to your taste. So if you would like this recipe that I used tonight, just shoot me a message and I will be happy to share the one that I used with you tonight. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.